Okay. So when you start pressing the, yeah, started, right? Very good. Okay. Good evening, friends. As usual, we used to have the Global Connect, and today also we are having, India being connected with Singapore and Hong Kong. Friends, as I, begins to start this, review session, I'll first say a few words about the people who are joining to us from Singapore and Hong Kong. One is Mr. JP Jay Prakash, who is the chairman of chairman and CEO of SAMZB, okay, the IoT company. Next is P. Purushothaman. He is also from Singapore. He is a postgraduate from NTU, Nanyang Technological University in Singapore, and he has about 30 years of experience, and he is in R&D. And his prime, passion is to develop engineers who have bright ideas, and seeding, capital will be provided by him, provided if he sees really a value in whatever project you people are doing. And the third person is Mr. Tilagarajan. He is an entrepreneur. He owns his IT company in Hong Kong. He left India in 1989, and he had been in Hong Kong since then. He started a many venture of businesses, and he is currently the chairman of CCAT Systems in Hong Kong. He is also joining us. Being this side, I have the students from BITS, Bernardiaman Institute of Technology, along with their professor, Mr. Dinesh, who is guiding them, and the leader of the team is Steve. So I leave Steve to introduce the students and then go ahead with the presentation. Steve, over to you.
Yes, sir. So good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Steve. I'm a final year student in mechanical engineering, and I have done some projects on augmented reality, and we are a technology enthusiast. So I'll start my presentation from now. So this presentation is about Internet of Things, which is IoT-based parking system. So finding a parking space in a public or private area is one of the key issues in India, which we all might have encountered. So this problem becomes harder with ever increasing private car users. So our objective is to enhance the efficiency of parking resource by harnessing the power of Internet of Things, cloud, augmented reality. So it leads to a reduction in time searching on parking spaces and traffic congestions and parking related road accidents. So our intention is to provide an application and a hardware of which provides a real-time information about the free parking spaces. So the system architect is very simple. So there's a parking sensor. So this sensor is implemented in such a way that it checks the availability of parking space, and the microcontroller sends the data periodically and sends it to the cloud. And from the cloud, the data will be sent to the user end through web-based application. And it is a general implementation. When the driver opens the application, he books the parking slot using the user ID and the parking time, and those data are sent to the cloud, and thus he can book the slot, and the driver can park the car on the slot, and thus the timer gets started, and the driver can remove the car in between or before the time out. So that after the timeout, it notifies the driver and the attendant. This implementation differs for the private parking area, public parking area, and the private area of private company. Now, in India, we already have an application called Parking Rhino. So as you see, people were not aware of it, and it has really less users. So we find some of the flaws in it, like they have mainly concentrated on the private parking areas. So people will have to walk for long, even for small purchases. So people who are not aware of the free parking area will park the car in a no parking area or in the middle of the road. So our solution for this is we have to make the people aware of the open street parking. So it should be in such a way that it should not affect the main road, and it should be government authorized. And next, the valet service. So you might have heard the valet service. An operator will be available in your area, and he will park the car in a free or a private parking area for you and will return the key with you. And he will, while the operator leaves the car, he will pin the parking location of the car through his mobile application so that the user are aware of the parking area. And next problem is people might struggle in finding the car in a parked area in a crowded parking lot. So here we are using the indoor navigation using augmented reality and SLAM, which means simultaneous localization and mapping. It uses the camera, which uses the visualization mapping, so you can spot exactly where your car is parked. So this is our Gantt chart. For analyzation and implementation of sensor, it will take 1 month for us. And for the implementation of sensors in cloud and application development and testing, it will take another month. And totally, it will take 2 months for developing a prototype for us. And in the conclusion, the parking facilities and traffic management is one of the core aspects of smart cities. So using some technologies like Internet of Things, cloud, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, which can enhance the quality of life of peoples in smart city. Thanks, sir.
Any other person in your team can, if they wish to value add, they can.
Yeah. Team, have any doubts?
No, any value addition your team wants to do it. Before we ask JP, Purushothaman and Tilakarajan to talk and ask you questions, is there anything which they wish to value add? How did you come across this kind of a problem?
Yes, sir.
Last time we had general.
I would like to add something, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Chandan.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we have come across this solution based on our real-time analysis, sir. I'll give you an example. During a marriage function, I drove the car, sir. So it was a vast parking area, and there are many cars parked there. So there was only one security guard there. So they didn't know where will be the available space for a car, and how many cars are parked there, and is there any space that a car can steer around the parking area. So I went in because I dropped my family and I went alone. When I went in, I didn't find any space there because it was too vast. I thought there will be a space. When I went in, I could not find any space. So as soon as I went in, all the cars were parked, right? So I can't find a way to steer my car. So it was too wide, and I have to come in a reverse direction towards the gate. So considering this situation, we have come across some solutions, sir. This is what I'd like to add, sir.
Okay, very good. Any other points? Okay, if you don't have, then open to JP, Purushothaman and Tilakarajan.
Myself, JP here from Singapore. Okay, Steve Wilson, it's a fantastic project.
Yeah, he's the leader.
Steve, you're the leader. It's a good project, good initiation. Please go ahead. Even though there are such applications available in the market is very big, and you should be able to have an entry into the market if you have the proper solution. Okay, and even as a supplier, as a software developer, I had some requests coming from US to develop such applications, because in US, what happens is, if there is any event which is happening in the town, places become a car park. Okay,
yes, sir.
Just that particular evening. Okay,
yes.
So which means in such a environment, we should be able to facilitate that open area with whatever the technology which you are talking about, and do a fast turnaround with your application. So
sure.
this will be one of the constraints which we'll have to go through. But if you are able to facilitate an open playground, ground to make it as a temporary car park. The business is huge. There's a lot of opportunity, you know.
Yes.
Imagine in Chennai, there is some exhibition. So they opened some of the outlets in
Island ground.
Island ground, okay? Then, if you are able to do a quick turnaround, facilitate that place as a parking place with your IoT, augmented reality, and so on, it's a tremendous opportunity. Please go ahead. Please go ahead, and it'll be very useful.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
So you okay?
If you would like to say.
So okay, one thing I very often come across, right? When you see a parking space in India, like cities also, right? So there's no specific, like kind of, like clear demarcation, like how the parking lot is, as you said, right? I think like one of your teammate described, okay, you go to a parking lot, he couldn't really go around. Okay, the reason is that people park anyway, so they don't really bother actually, like, where they want to park, right? So I think when you want to do a systematic parking, I think, like, okay, the people must realize, okay, this is a way to go around. How would you, like, okay, so there are many steps, right? Okay, one, your parking lot must be mapped and marked. Okay. The second thing, how would you, okay, even though you say you have a microcontroller which can actually send the data over, so what kind of sensors you are going to put? There is an empty lot or occupied lot, especially in the open area. Okay. Yeah. So then, like, okay, what is your augmented reality? How do you use augmented reality in this?
So augmented reality, we're going to use it for the indoor navigation, sir. It is for exactly specify where your car is exactly through camera. That is the use of augmented reality. And we will use some sensors like IR sensors in an optimized way to reduce the cost as well as increase the accuracy. They answer your question.
Now, is it anything like a proximity sensor you are having?
It's
light sensors, or how?
Yeah, it's a light sensor.
Sensor.
It's a kind of light sensor.
Light sensor.
Yes, sir. Single point light sensor.
Okay, but how will this be useful if you do it in an open area where JP suggested? See, in a closed area, it's okay, but in an open area.
Yes, sir.
How will you fix this? Will you have stands or anything, or what is your kind of marking the space?
Actually, IR sensor itself we are using for the outdoors, sir.
Oh, you're using for outdoors. Okay.
Or else we can use an object detection sensor using the ultrasonic sensor. We can also use that.
See, actually, see, there are so many sensors, like, okay, even the proximity sensor, something which can identify an object over there, right? But I think, like, so you have to find, like the car park must be, you are going to mark the car park and you are going to install the sensors. So that is going to be part of your project.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the argument, okay. So, well, like, how would you solve the problem that, like, as your friend said, okay, like, so when I go to the car park, he was assuming that, okay, there's going, because it's a huge car park, so there's going to be some space inside. Okay. So you're going to put up some kind of display outside, or it's going to be just see through the mobile application that, okay, there is some car park lots inside. How would you, so you're.
Yeah, we will use the mobile application. And in the mobile application, you will use the option of indoor navigation to exactly point where the free space is available in your locality.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You see, actually, as JP suggested, okay, so the idea is really interesting idea. Okay, it's a, and like, okay, see, there is a problem. You must identify that there is a problem, and it shouldn't be a problem which is in a single place. Okay, the problem must be a broad problem. You should be trying to solve. Okay, of course, for a university project, okay, it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
Okay, as long as any small project, whether the application is going to be really useful or not, but I think university project, I think it is, like it's very good. Actually, I think, like it is more than what somebody would expect. Okay, I'm okay with that. Okay. But, like, okay, if you want to bring this as a business idea forward, the problem hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. The problem you are solving shouldn't be as okay, a problem in one particular location, like it's so the problem must be some kind of like global problem or semi-global problem within the area you are working on.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay. I think the thing actually you should be considering is, okay, in India, majority of most of the places, people don't bother to park in the way they want, not necessarily follow the rule. Yeah, if they can park even in the no parking area, so even if in the inside a car park, they can park in any way they want. Okay, they need not respect, how your things are. Okay, so that is one. How do you consider? Okay, the second thing is, okay, I think so the bringing the augmented reality to this. Okay, I really want to see how you would bring the augmented reality to guide the people towards his lot where he parked the car. You see, even in many places, right? Okay, JP, you remember, actually you go to a Suntec City, you go to the underground parking. It's there are places you are lost. There are thousands of cars parked in this place, and like, okay, you won't know, everything looks similar. Okay,
correct.
So okay,
so the problem is correct.
Yeah, I think so the bringing the augmented reality and guiding the person towards his car where he parked the car, actually it is quite interesting idea, and it could find some place. But I think so what I think is like, okay, there should be a value added problem like you solve, rather than that's a basic problem we solve.
Yes.
Okay. But it's a really interesting thing. Okay, so I really experience problems like that. Okay, you go and park, 2 hours later you come back, you don't know where you are actually and where your car is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Tilak, you want to say something?
Tilak.
No, we just want them to explain something about their team.
Oh, yeah. Steve, your team.
Yes, sir.
Normally in your presentation itself, in the last slide, you can include one slide about your team. Who are the people, what are their strengths, and who is your guide, and what is his qualification or experience, or things like that, so that it's more clear.
Okay, sure. Danish, go. Danish?
Yes, Steve. So, hello, sir. Good evening, sir. And this is Dhyaneshwar. And I'm a fourth-year mechanical engineering from Banariaman Institute of Technology, sir.
Ganesh, have we completed with Steve Krishna? Dr. Krishnan, have we completed with Steve?
No. Steve has made his presentation, JP. And as Tilaka wanted to know about the team, Ganesh is joining us to explain about the team.
Because I wanted to have some more word with Steve later on. Okay?
Yeah. You can have your time over there. Right. Yeah, Ganesh, go ahead.
Hello, Danish?
Yeah, Ganesh, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can I start now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, sir. And good evening, sir. Let me start from the first, sir. Okay, my name is Dhyaneshwar, sir. Fourth-year mechanical engineering from Banariaman Institute of Technology, sir.
Okay.
And my part in this team is to be a machine learning specialist, sir. I'm a machine learning specialist from this team, sir.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I can do computer vision, and I do Python also, sir.
Okay.
So I also develop apps, sir, for mobiles and mobile phone for both iOS and Android, sir.
Okay.
Is it all four of you from mechanical?
Yes, sir. All four of us from mechanical engineering, sir. But we are specialized in every possible field, sir. Every possible fields for what we call for diversity, sir. For maintaining the diversity, we trained ourselves, sir. We are self-motivated and self-trained persons, sir. So
Okay.
So
we did all our
don't you
works by
think
our own,
there is a need for some electronics or electrical engineering guys to be included?
Yes, sir.
there?
That will be taken care by Mr. Sudhagar, sir.
Okay.
Okay. But Sudhakar is also a mechanical engineer, isn't it? 4th year.
Yes, sir. Sudhagar is also a mechanical engineering, sir. But despite his stream of study, he is really into this electronics, sir. He's very much into this electronics, sir. Electronics and components and all those integrated parts, sir. With electronics.
Okay.
I'm so much into this computer coding, sir. I'm a background worker, sir, in my team.
Okay. The
Last
another
time I
person?
was unable to. Yes, sir.
No issues about last time.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Who else is going to join now? So we know about Steve, we know about Dhyan. Next who's going to speak? Chandan.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. This is Chandan Kumar BS, and I am pursuing my final year mechanical engineering at Banaram Institute of Technology. And I am halfway into a stream of electronics, and I'm joining with Sudhakar and sharing a stream with him. And I do some of the other works with Steve also. And that's it from my side, sir.
Okay.
And,
Next person.
And also, sorry to add this. And I'll also come up with some mechanical designs with products also, sir, using some mechanical stimulation softwares or designing softwares.
The next
Thank you, sir.
Who else? Thank you.
Sudhakar?
Next.
Sudhakar.
Sudhakar.
Hello, sir.
Sudhakar, you are there?
Hello, sir. I'm Sudhakar. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I'm Sudhakar. I'm pursuing mechanical in Banaram Institute of Technology, and I will work as a software and electronical developer, sir. I have so much interest in electronics development, sir.
Okay. So you are a team of 4 people.
Yes, sir.
Okay. With Dinesh is the professor who's coordinating.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Dinesh sir is coordinating us.
Coordinating. Right. Now I leave it to JP. JP wanted to ask something with Steve.
Yeah, Steve, again, it's an excellent project, Steve. Don't give it up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And don't restrict your design only to Indian environment. Keep it open so that you would be able to, once the product is there, we could also explore deploying such solutions outside India. This is one important point which you'll have to take note. Then everybody now, Steve, everybody now, I believe they use storyboard technique in order to do the development. You guys are using such techniques, or you're just haphazard, you're doing the development?
Actually, right now we are trying to implement a prototype in our college, and then we will proceed it further, sir.
No, is there any methodology which you use in order to do this development?
See, JP is telling there is a methodology called storyboard. Are you trying any kind of technologies on which principles on which you are working? Because you will get to know how to iterate your failures and see to that you are evolving. Or now you are saying you are going directly to pilot mode. Before going to pilot mode, have you done anything on the paper and gone with some kind of a rudiments of limitations of your sensor, limitations of your areas? Many things have to be worked out. The planning stage of your project. Are you using any kind of a technology?
Actually, we are in the research.
Because that is the one which will help us to find out where you are making an error.
Yes, sir. Since you have come across a solution with a real-time based situation, we are developing across it, sir. By developing, if you find some flaws, we'll rectify it, sir. Because learning is a part of our way, sir.
Okay.
You see, I think
Okay.
like putting in a different format, right? Do we have a kind of target specification? What do you want to achieve by doing what you do?
A roadmap. You should see. We should have a
Yeah.
roadmap, no? A roadmap saying these are the actions, these are the owners. This is what is going to be the start date. This activity is dependent on this because 4 of you are there, no? You have to finish. So there is a methodology. There are different methodologies in which you can take up a project. See, why I'm saying this is all these things are learning process. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So when you start to use all these things, you learn a lot along with this. There's the coordination, there's a timeline planning, who's the ownership, what is the timeline, what is the bottleneck, which activities is the critical path, and so on. Okay, so nowadays I've never used, but nowadays when my team uses storyboard technology methodology in developing any project. So I also want to learn from you whether you are using any techniques to coordinate, to govern this project. See, one is haphazard I can do, no? Okay, I'm going into the pilot place, I'm doing the connections and testing. That is one approach, okay? But I would like to lead you into such a way that you are more organized. That's why. So I want an organized approach in executing the project. That's one of my intention, just to give you some ideas. That was the purpose of it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Since we have done some projects in our college, we'll be developing with the procedure, sir.
So what is the
So you
procedure?
see,
I wanted to know.
Yeah.
What is the procedure?
Procedure in the sense, in our colleges, we'll be given 2 or 3 months time for a semester to complete a project. For a
What is
project.
the guide? See, when you execute a
How-
project, there is a methodology which you will have to use in order to execute the project.
Yes, sir.
so you see,
Okay.
okay, there's a
Now,
subject.
let me intervene, JP.
Yeah.
See, there is
Okay.
something called MS project, sir. Guys, have you known about MS project? There is a Prince tool. There are many things
Prince
for
tool.
projects which is available. But for innovation, there are small tools also available, which will make you first classify your activities and give the ownership. What are the timelines in which each activity will be completed, and what are the preceding activity, what is the succeeding activity, and what is the kind of a roadmap you will have, so that one will cling the other one to start or stop. So he is asking you about a scientific way of structuring your project.
Yes, sir. You mean the timeline, right, sir?
Timeline
or
is an
deadlines?
output. It's an output.
Yes, sir.
Timeline is an output. But to know the criticality of a project. See, for example, you have studied all your CPM, no? Critical path method, PERT chart, many things.
Yes, sir.
There you have some, the similar thing is applied. You have to apply to your
Okay, sir.
project and see what is stopping you, what is facilitating you. Where you take 2 months, you will commit 2 months, and if you don't complete it, then how to handle it. So, or is there any kind of a flag up situation where we can find out, oh, this is not going in time. Oh, we have to ask you people, hey, come on, you need to pick pace here. How do we find it? See, starting a project is different, but how our managing team can look into it and keep ready that everyone is online.
Yes, sir.
That area should also
We
be
have
identified.
we have our coordinating staff, Dinesh sir. If we are not up to date, and he'll be keep us updated about everything, sir.
So I think like okay, Uma. I think what I guess from here is that okay, probably the okay, I think it's so
Too
there is
much we
no
expected.
I think the project management kind of things like okay, I think okay, boys. So I think one thing what we are trying to ask is okay, so there is an objective. How would you achieve this objective? You have an objective to do a demo or some kind of prototype, but what is the path to reach that goal. That is a goal, that is a milestone. That milestone, so you have many small milestones on the way. Then what are the small milestones, and at what time these milestones will be achieved, and what you need to perform along the way. So this is something people normally have it in written format. Okay, actually I would also ask two things. Okay, but then I think, like, what I think is, for the college guys, I think, like, so you have come out with a very good idea. And I think, if you can really in 2 months of time, if you can demonstrate this one, a prototype of this one, if you can come out with this, I think it's already an excellent. But like, I think that is good enough for you to submit a project report for your university. Okay, but I think if you want to take this next step forward, I think you have to have two things. One, the kind of, like, when I start a project, what is my specification? What is my target goal? And like, okay, what is the operation? Basically, we call it the engineering specification. How would you do the engineering? Okay, the other part is the planning, right? Okay, what JP was asking. Okay, but I think there is also another one. I think probably you need to look at it. I think today, I think, like, so asking you to do all these things, to me, I think, maybe it is too much. Probably, like, you guys are facing the exam very soon, and you are facing the project submission. But Uma, what I think is, I think, if they are successful in doing the prototype, what I think, maybe we can listen to them one more time. I would really ask for a kind of, like a business plan. If they want to take it, this is a business forward after this, like, okay.
No. Hold on, Purushot.
Yeah.
Let me ask the question to the students.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what support do you want from the team? Because based on which only we can plan, or we can go further, get querying about your way of working and giving you a support. We should know, what do you want?
Sir, excuse me, sir. This is Dhyaneshwar, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, though we know, I mean, we think we know a lot of technology, sir. But despite all those facts, we are still an amateur, sir. So we need
we know that. No
technical
issues.
support, sir. So we need a lot of technical issues, and we need to know the practicality of a project, sir. And that is what we are expecting from you, sir. And also some financial support too, sir.
Okay. Steve.
Yes, sir.
Last time you did not say anything of this. Suddenly you're coming out. So you have to tell what it is.
Actually, right now we are planning to do a prototype, sir.
Correct.
So we might need some technical support.
Of what kind? Of what kind? See, for that, that means JP, what he inquired is the one which is required. If you want technical support, then means you should be clear with what is required, what is your activity, and how you are going to do it.
Actually, right now we are in the research, sir. We are doing our
research stage.
Yeah, we are doing our research for developing a prototype. After our research, we'll be strong exactly what we need.
Okay.
That's all, sir.
Steve, your project is an excellent project. I'm telling you again, no, it's an excellent project. Don't give up, move. The idea, what I'm trying to say is, make it structured so that you will not lose focus. See, you'll have to see, okay, I believe you're not still come to that stage. Probably you're still doing the research, how to get it done. Theoretically, you know that this is how it's going to work, but practically, the execution steps is still not yet available. Yes. So once you frame that, write it down, then only you'll know what are the requirements which you need. Okay.
Okay.
This is why that's why you see now that was all these things will come out if you have a structured project timeline, no? Where you say these are the activities. For this activity, I need a Python programmer. For this activity, I need a cloud account. JP, can you give me a cloud account so that I can use it for 2 months? I want to use your cloud account. Give me some space. Yes. JP, I need a Python developer to develop this particular function. Then I can give a Python developer to you. If you give the specs, he can write the program and give it to you. So, for me, your project is an excellent project. Don't give up. The team, I'm thinking hats off to the team. This problem is a perennial problem. It's a problem even today in advanced countries.
Yes.
I had a project in US asking exactly this, and we were not able to because they were not firm with because see, in US, as I told, no, it is not a car park. It's a playground. Because there is a football match, this particular playground becomes a car park. So somebody wants to make money. So how to make this car park? So that's why I'm saying, Purushottam also was saying, no, structured car park, unstructured car park. So build a solution which will fit into both so that we can sell the product.
Yes,
okay.
So
there is a good opportunity.
I think JP, what I think is, like, okay, there are 4 guys. They have a, like some kind of, like, okay, very high level abstract view of the project. Okay. But I think, like, okay, they, like what, like if as an engineer, right? Okay. I need them to do this project, okay? Not necessarily like, we support with manpower.
Okay.
Because I think, that what they're engineers, right? They are studying. We can guide them. We can tell them, how, like, what is this? What is this?
Sure.
But, they have to say, okay, like, I need this is the type of sensor. So what sensor you would recommend? This is, like, okay, how, like, okay, then, like, what is this? Like, we can give a, like they can find the specifications, we can supply the specification of sensor, they can read it, how to, like get the data out, how to put it to the cloud, like, okay, like, okay, if you want to do, I don't think, like, okay, they have, like, in fact, actually what I would expect, for their project, I think it is, I really appreciate them because this is what I think, like, so Uma, I think we have been talking about it. We want the students to be creative and they want to be doing things like what we are talking about it now. But they should be doing it. Okay, I think as an engineer.
End of the day, Purushottam, what I want is, see, we ask them to be on a structure, but we are not stopping them to be non-creative. Let them be creative. Let them dream more. Let them find out, but also put it into a structure so that it will be easy for us to go. As you said about the business plan and all, that time you will be suffering if you don't have a link over there.
No, what I'm saying is, the real execution, right? For example, writing a Python code, like doing the integration, doing, like, okay, developing the application, they must, so like this is a university project for them, they must do it, right?
Correct.
I think that is my expectation.
No, they will do it. See, they are confident of making your pilot ready.
Okay.
Your pilot model, your prototype will be ready.
Okay.
Steve is very confident, and Steve has already been a successful guy in making many projects come alive.
Okay.
That's what Dinesh has a very good, their professor has a very good impression about the boys. And he is very much pinning on.
No, actually, I really am very impressed with, like, okay, they can come out with this idea. Okay. There is no doubt about it. I really appreciate. Okay, boys, I think, like, I really am impressed with, like, what you are doing. Okay. What you are, at least, like, you're able to think about it. This is what actually we want, right? But I think, I want to, if I want to involve, we can involve in supporting them, like maybe the professor Dinesh, okay, we can, like work together, then, like guide the students out. But I think, like, okay, providing with the manpower and all, I think it is out of question for me. Okay. But we can
you
see,
need
like,
not give manpower. Manpower, they will take care. They want only a kind of if at all a fallback of a financial support or the technical one. They want only
so we can definitely then, like, okay, so ideally, like, what I would think is, if they are able to demonstrate this product, then, like, we can just, we can look at the product, then, like, okay, then they have to ask for, like, okay, what they really want to go for, how they want to go forward, then, how we can support. Then definitely there's a scope. I think if they can really come out with, like, some kind of workable working prototype, I think there is a we can fine tune it, we can make it better. I think JP has a lot of, like, okay, done a lot of work, like doing this. we can see like how we can, like, okay, polish their things and, like make it better.
Sure.
Like, which is a marketable product. Okay. So the guys have to spell out, like, okay, as of now, I think there are two stages. One, until end of the year for them to submit their project. Then, like, okay, are they willing, are they planning to also go after this? I think, like, I think that we have to split the milestones. There's a milestone where they submit their project, okay, demo the product, and then, like, so there. I think when then we can see, like, okay, what we can do after, and what we need, what kind of guidance they need before this. Then they can spell it out clearly.
Correct. Steve, I hope, just to clarify further, see, Purushot says about two milestones. One is a soft milestone, that is your academic interest. Hard milestone, taking it as a business. So how do you want to do it, and where you want to support?
We will take it to the hard milestone, sir. And
very good, very good. That means you have to come out with a prototype.
Yes, sir.
Show us how it is working.
Yes, sir.
And then I think we can talk further.
Yes, sir. Sure.
By that time, you should also make some kind of a proposal ready, project proposal, so that what JP was asking can also be met.
Structured.
But, we will all help you.
Yeah, business proposal in the sense probably is a business plan. I would think, like maybe it's a kind of business plan for what you want to do. Then, like, okay, you can consult with people. We can, like JP can guide you, or Tilaga can guide you, and people can guide you. Okay, it's not a problem. But yeah, okay, so you have a milestone where actually you complete your academic, like, okay, research, okay, or your project. Then, like, okay, there is a economic viability for this product. Okay, definitely. Okay, so we can discuss, like, if that is something actually you are interested to go forward. See, you have to ask what kind of support you are looking for. Like, if we can do something, we can do. If we can find somebody else, we can point to somebody else also. So we can see, like, okay, how we can definitely help you.
This is a very good project. This is a very good project. Steve, Professor Dinesh, Steve, Sudhakar, Dhyan and Chandan. Okay. This can also become your future career also, provided if you know how to take it up.
Yes, sir.
So this is a very good project. If you know how to invest your time, effort, and energy into it, then the money part will be handled normally. No issues.
Okay, sir. Brilliant.
Can we also hear from their professor, Mr. Dinesh?
Dinesh? Dinesh, can you join us?
I think he has some network issues. I'll call him, sir.
No, please.
Dr. Uma, this is the second gentleman who's going to talk, correct now?
We have only one gentleman having spoken, JP. I think we don't have anything further. As of now, we may be concluding it like, let them come out with a pilot, that is a prototype.
Okay.
And then they can spell out what is their requirement.
Okay, good.
Then we can think about taking it as a business or just doing a kind of a a demo piece.
Sure.
But this is a very good project. As you said, it is a very economically viable project. Yeah, Dinesh, go ahead. We are waiting for you.
Yeah, sir. Good evening to all.
Good evening,
actually, this initiation, which was started by me to bridge the gap between the industry and the institution. All the students are doing their final year project and they are not doing anything as a patentable or just as a report. It is staying away. So I just contact Mr. Krishnan Umachandran. It is to build a relation between the institute and the industry. It should be beneficial to the industry as well as institute and as well as their career also. For that only, I have started as an initiation with the Steve as a lead of this team. So I hope this will definitely bridge the gap between the industry and the institution, because nowadays they want a real-time project better than the academic projects. Even our PhD is also requires some industry project oriented research. They are not much about the only paper writing research. So that's why I hope this will definitely the relationship will go ahead, and our institution should also grow, because our institution is a top 100 institution, and students are this generation students are very good uh, in technical as well as advanced technologies. So I hope this will be fulfilled by them, and which will satisfy as per your guidance. They may grow well, and this will definitely fill the gap between the industry and the institution. So for that only this has been initiated. I thank for Mr. Krishnan Umachandran sir for the opportunity given to our students to Banariaman Institute of Technology. I thank you all for this valuable presentation, for your patient listening. Thank you, sir, all.
Okay. Any more value additions, or we close? JP, you
it's a very
wish to
good
give some
project,
concluding?
and it's a very good initiative by the institution also. And Umachandran also done a good part to connect with the industry to the institution. So we all see this could grow like a company also by itself. We wish all the best to the students, and we are always there to support and be with them and grow along together.
Go, great, great. This can become a company is a great thing. Oh, right. Very nice. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Purushot, your words, final words.
Purushothaman, you are still on mute.
Purushot, sorry.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great initiative. Okay, initiative in the sense, like, okay, this is what we want from the students. Like, okay, I have seen many things. Like, okay, but like the students should be like, okay, creative, and they should be like they should think more. Like, okay, not necessarily limited to what they are like reading from the books. Okay, I think this is a very good example of my idea of an engineering student. Okay,
correct.
And I wish them all the best. Then definitely we will see like, okay, how we can support them. All the best to the guys.
Oh, very good. You are willing to support. Okay, JP.
I'm repeating again. I believe the project is
no issues.
The project is an interesting project. Dinesh, Professor, and Steve, please, and the team continue on this. Your vision is for me. I can expand the vision, but I would not like to do it right now. But there is a lot to do in this project. There is a lot of scope in this project. So it's not the car park allocation and the car park identifying and parking alone is not there, but there is something more.
It's only one. Correct.
We will do it in phase 2. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Once your output is there, I would like to scope it up to give a different dimension to the same application. Okay. We will take it up in phase 2. Okay. So continue with this. And feel free to contact us if we need any technical help.
Thank you, sir.
We are available to support you guys. Nice to know that a small team is working on this, and you can easily do it within 2 months. I'm very confident. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay. As a vote of thanks, can Steve take charge and close up, wrap it up?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for all for joining this team. As we are just students, we are not pros, but we have done some projects. We have done some project regarding many technology related things. Like if you take my team, all those guys have done already a project on autonomous underwater robot, and myself I have done some project regarding the augmented reality and some digital thing, and then thanks for everyone for taking your time in your busy schedule. And thank you, Umachandran sir, for arranging this kind of opportunity for us. And thank you, Dinesh sir, for providing us an opportunity and giving us a chance. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Oliver, everyone.
Thank you all. So we wind up.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Either
Thank you.
we
Yeah,
can add these guys onto the IoT project, or maybe form a separate WhatsApp group so that they can keep, and we can help them with whatever questions or help they need.
Very good, very good. I'll talk with the professor and then come back to you. Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you all, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.